Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's just for you, Bobby Portis. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk Raptors. I'm your host, Ahtisham, my channel where you get reviews, analysis, predictions, and hot takes on all things Raptors as well as some NBA. So the Raptors played the Milwaukee Bucks, our Eastern Conference rivals today, and we come out on top. So without further ado, let's talk Raptors versus the Bucks in Milwaukee. So just like I do, summary of the game, the Raptors come out flat, and Milwaukee comes out, firing. They had Giannis, Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday was the only one out, but we had Khem Birch, Gary Trent Jr., and Scotty Barnes out today. So it seemed like we were a little bit undersized, and our bench has been sucking for their pretty much whole season. So it seemed like the Raptors were in it, and that's how the game started. We had 2 points. They had about 13 points. And I think Nick Nurse calls a timeout. We come to the other side. If Siakam gets to the rim, gets an and one, and he's celebrating, right? He's just going, yeah, and one. And then Bobby Portis decides to get in Siakam's face. Fred VanVleet steps in. Chris Boucher steps in. It wasn't like a fight or anything, but come on, Bobby Portis, you ain't even on the same level as Pascal, but he decides to do it, and that fires our guys up. And the Raptors finally decide to lock in on the defensive end. Giannis tries to get to the rim. Boop, you ain't getting there, boy. Same thing with Chris Middleton. Couldn't really do anything in this game. And the Raptors end the first quarter after being down by 13 points by being down only 9 points, 29-20. Eventually, the second quarter comes out. The Raptors, start to fight, bring the fight to them. And I think at halftime we were down by 3. I'm not sure, but OG starts going off in the second quarter. He's getting to the bucket, just playing physical as hell. Like he's throwing these men on the floor with his body and just getting to the rim, 3-point shot. Same thing with Pascal. He's doing his things, assisting the ball, doing his jittery moves and everything. And Freddie's just being the Freddie he is. But it seems like we're still not getting that production from our bench. And it was a back-to-back. So it seemed like, our guys are probably going to get tired. But Justin Champagnie, man, Nick Nurse finally decided to take Yuta Watanabe out after 5 minutes of playtime and sucking, and decided to plug in Justin Champagnie. And the kid was just a monster on the glass. And I'll get to him afterwards. But then the third quarter comes, it's back and forth again, same type of thing. At one point, Bucks take like a 7-point lead. Then we make a comeback. We take like a 4 or 5 point lead. And then the fourth quarter, and then it's about, I think it was like 4 minutes left. And it's a 2-point game. And it's going back and forth. Bucks tie it, we get a 2-point lead. Bucks tie it, we get a 2-point lead. And then comes... Oh, yeah, and before that, there was a highlight play where Giannis tries to get to the rim, and Chris Boucher just blocks the shit out of him, and it is so good to see. And it was just like, yo, get the garbage out here. And so that was a highlight play beforehand, but then, it's like a back and forth again and again, and then OG gets, physical, man. He bodies up, I think it was George Hill or possibly Chris Middleton, one or the other. Gets to the middle of the lane, and then he's looking around trying to find somebody, but everybody's covered because this was a very physical and good defensive game. He turns and gets a step through and lays it up, puts us up by I think 3 at that point, or another 2. Then we come to the other side. The Milwaukee Bucks score. We go to the other side, Siakam turns it over. And we're just like, man, he's been playing so good, but is that time that we remember from last year where it just goes to shit for him? But we come to the other side, we get a defensive stop. We're going to the offensive end. There's about 2 minutes left. And Fred VanVleet gives it to Siakam, and Siakam nails a 3-pointer right in Grayson Allen's grill, man. Right on top of him. Swish. Puts us up by 4, and then later on, I think it's like 50 seconds left, he gets to the middle of the lane on the opposite side, goes to his left, and gets a step through layup. and puts us up by 7. And that is the end of it, man. 103 to 90. Was it 98 or 96? One or the other. Give me a second, guys. I'll find that out. 96. So we win by 7 points. But there are some key takeaways. Number one is we got Milwaukee Bucks' number, man. Honestly, it's just like how Detroit has ours. After yesterday's game, I felt we were still going to win it because our guys were going to come out hard. And thank you, Mr. Bobby Portis. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For, basically waking us up and then losing the game for your team. Don't get in our face. You never want to do that to a Raptor. Anyways, so it seems like, Nick Nurse can coach circles around Budenholzer, and regardless of who plays. And like Giannis today, he didn't play the previous 2 games against us, decided to play at home. But again, we built a wall, and that was the end of him. And the way Nick Nurse used his strategy today was that instead of letting the Milwaukee Bucks continue to go up and down the court, which they love to do, he decided to slow the game down. He basically made sure there were no transition points, transition plays, limited amount of turnovers, and anytime Giannis tried to get to the rim, he was either fouled or either he saw several bodies, which was, again, similar to the wall. We don't have Marc Gasol, so we ended up fouling him a lot more, but it slowed the game down. Basically, every time it wasn't like, possible rebounds going back and forth. The game stopped. He had to shoot 3 free throws. Respect to Giannis for improving on that, though. And, and same thing on the offensive end. We didn't continue to play quick. I think we had, 5 transition points today? But our people were moving very much in the half court. There were hard screens being set. There were double screens being set, which led to people getting open. And we played a physical game in the paint, which led to Budenholzer having no idea what the hell to do. So that's something that was a key takeaway today, is that the Nick Nurse played a very good strategy. Yesterday's strategy, I guess that you can just put that on the guys. It wasn't on the coach. If people don't want to show up, you can't say anything to the coach. But today, everybody showed up. And so did Nick Nurse. Good job, Nick Nurse. Second key takeaway, guys. When we want to play, our stars want to play, we are damn good. Siakam, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, they all got it going. Sorry about that, guys. And they're doing a damn good job at it. They are carrying us single-handedly. And what happened today? We got a little bit of help from our bench, which was Chris Boucher scoring 15 points, 7 rebounds. And then you could say Precious Achiuwa started, but again, he's a role player. And he had, 10 points and 10 rebounds, something like that. He had double-double today. So that showed that when our 3 guys are doing well, as long as they get even the slightest amount of help, whether it's Gary Trent coming in, Scotty Barnes coming in, Precious Achiuwa, Chris Boucher, anybody, they just need that help. And that's why I said yesterday, we need to make a trade so the guys' minute, like OG, Fred, Siakam, Gary, these guys don't have to play like 38, 40 minutes a game. At least they get that break with somebody coming off of the bench that can help us. But they're looking damn good, and I think they're going to keep us in all of the games that we're going to play, except for yesterday, which was, again, a garbage game. Number 3. Now, this is a concerning look, which is our free throws have been sucking. Our finishing at the rim on our second chance points have been sucking. Why? I have no idea. Today, we would have won this game by at least 12 points, 13 points if Siakam would have just finished all of the time that he was. Siakam and Freddie, they all missed one. They went to the line 4 times altogether, and they missed 1 free throw every time. It's just concerning. Same thing happened to us. We're leaving at least 8 to 10 points on the stripe, man. This is not good, right? Especially when you don't have guys like Gary Trent and Scotty Barnes. You need that free throw shooting. You need that second putback chances. Precious is missing at the rim. Chris Boucher is missing at the rim. Champagne is missing at the rim. It seems like we just, the ball is not going it's not even that. We're getting the rebound. We're just not putting it back hard enough. So that is becoming concerning. I hope it is just for the past 3-4 games, but it needs to improve, man. We were doing very well on our free throw shooting. We had improved our finishing at the rim, whether it was second chance points or the first offensive possession, but it needs to get better. Now, let me get to the MVPs. There is number one was Pascal Siakam, who was a star today. 30 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. This guy deserved all of the credit. As soon as Bobby Portis got in his face, he played like a superstar, which he has been playing like. And the second guy I want to talk about is Justin Champagnie. I said it. He needs more play time. And that is exactly what happened today. And the guy had no points, but he gave you 13 rebounds, man. And I think six of them were second chance rebounds on the offensive end, which is damn good. So even though it's not going to show up on the sense of his offensive game on the scoreboard, but he was just as important. But MVP goes to Siakam. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys after the Miami Heat game. If Bam Adebayo doesn't play, we win that game. If Bam Adebayo plays, that game is going to be close because Kyle Lowry is going to come out and want to whoop our ass. Anyways, that's my prediction for that game. I hope you guys will like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys after the Heat game.